Carnival is a great cruise line. We sail with Carnival a lot, but there are some things about Carnival that are not that good. And in this video, we're going to share with you 7 things we hate about Carnival Cruise Line coming up. Welcome to Travel Scouts. My name is Jason.
And I'm Kelly.
And we are your cruise information channel. So if you love cruising, consider subscribing. And if you're going to be sailing with Carnival, then you need to watch this video because we're going to be sharing with you some things that are not that good. Now, we are Carnival fans. Look, we have the t-shirts on and we sail with Carnival a lot. But there are some things you need to be aware of that are not optimal with Carnival Cruise Line. So let's go ahead and hop right into those. And make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end because there are several that you need to know about that we cover near the end of this video. But the first one I want to share with you is that the shows are all the same with Carnival Cruise Line. If you decide that during one summer you're going to go on a bunch of Carnival cruises, well, guess what? You're going to see the same shows over and over again. The same Broadway style productions, the same little game show kind of things. Life, love, and marriage and all that stuff is going on. It's all the same.
Yes, and Carnival, if you are watching this, please change up your questions for the Love and Marriage show. We think that we have seen the same questions for probably the last 4 years in a row, and so have other cruisers. In fact, a lot of times when the couples get up there, they already know the answers to those questions because they've heard them so many times.
And I dare not get Kelly and I up on the Love and Marriage show. I mean, they get the honeymoon couple, they get the older couple, but the middle-aged couple got to try out for that thing, and that can be a little embarrassing. And anyway, we're going to keep that back in our cabin. Not out there in the middle of the theater. No, sir.
For sure. Okay, moving on to number 2. Now, I know this statement is going to be very controversial, but I'm going to go ahead and be brave and say it. I think that the Carnival food is okay. I think it has a lot of room for improvement, and hear me out. So, you get the same kind of bland tasting food for your breakfast. The MDR, I think, has a lot of room for improvement. Now, if you pay for specialty dining like the Steakhouse or maybe Rudy's, some of those places, now that food is excellent.
Looks like I married a courageous young lady here, but you know what? I think Kelly is right. The food on other cruise lines does seem to be a notch better than Carnival Cruise Line. Now, you can't get a better burger than you get with Guy's Burger. That is the absolute best for that. The desserts, the main dining room, bland. But it's good. It's good. It's just not great. But then again, I've never got off a Carnival cruise where I've not gained at least 5 pounds.
That's true.
There's been times where I've got more than 10. So it can't be that bad. We're not judging. Well, sort of.
Hold on. Let me fix my hair.
Of course.
Okay, do I look okay?
You always do that. I like this. Look so pretty.
Because sometimes my bangs get all divided.
Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so moving on to number 3, and this may be more of a personal issue for me than it is with Carnival Cruise Line, but it's the lines. The lines specifically for the shows or for the comedy shows in particular. You get in these lines, they wrap around, and when you get inside, sometimes you're still trying to find a seat if you can get one. So look, it is a bit crowded, and again, maybe it's just my impatience that I don't want to wait, that I'm just all entitled and want what I want, and I want it now. But Carnival, I want what I want, and I want it now.
Well, and to caveat off of that, you know, not only do you have the lines, but especially on some of these bigger ships, you know, they haven't increased the theater size that much to cram all of these passengers into these theaters. So not only do you have to wait in lines, but then also once you actually get inside and get your seat, it is packed.
We seem really complaining, and we really do love Carnival Cruise Line. So we're going to have to do another video on what we love about it, because there's lots of stuff.
Yeah, let's do
More
that.
than 7.
Let's do that
But
one
let's
next.
continue on with what we hate right now.
Okay. Let's move on to number 4. Now, this is probably my own personal preference as well, but one of the things that drives me crazy is that I cannot hear the announcements over the loudspeaker while I am in my cabin. So oftentimes the cruise director will get on or the captain will get on, and I know something really important is being said, but while I'm in my cabin, I have to run over to the door, open the door, and be like, wait, what are they saying? What are they saying? I feel like I'm missing out on important information.
Yeah, it does seem there should be a better way to do that. Now, in contrast to Kelly, I'm glad you can't hear them inside the cabin, because one of my favorite things about cruises is I get to relax. So I love to take the naps. I do not want to hear about the water polo, shuffleboard competition, whatever, going on midday while I'm trying to get my nap. So I'm glad about that. But sometimes you do want to know the events that are going on, and you got to go open your door. And sometimes you're not dressed appropriately to open the door, so you have sort of a moral dilemma in the middle of the day. So there's got to be a better way to where you can get what's going on in your room. I don't know the answer, Carnival, but look, that's not my problem. Well, I guess it is.
I've got the answer. I think in the cabin there should be some kind of little switch that you can switch on to allow announcements to come into your room.
Maybe it dings. Maybe it dings with the light or something.
Yeah, that shouldn't be that hard to flip a switch.
Listen, we are on the groundbreaking innovation here for cruise line innovation.
Let's move on, shall we?
Moving on. Number 5. Carnival Cruise Line seems to be getting the reputation of being the cruise line of fights and hooligans. Concerned about that a little bit because maybe it means I is one. But for real, it seems that every time you hear about some fight breaking out on board or some people getting a little rowdy, it seems like it's almost always Carnival Cruise Line. Now, I know they're taking some steps to rein that in, but it does seem to be a problem and something that's not our biggest thing we like about Carnival Cruise Line, obviously.
I don't know what else to say to that other than stop fighting, people. Be kind. We're on a cruise.
What y'all don't know is she fights me. I gotta keep an eye on her because like she's always punching me and stuff. She's a violent lady. Watch it.
Okay, number 6, cruise prices continue to go up while service continues to go down. And let me explain that a little bit. So for example, when you are doing your evening dining in the main dining room, where you would have a wait staff, and a lot of times it's taking an hour and a half to 2 hours to be served dinner. The crew is so busy, they rarely have time to talk to you like they used to before COVID. Also in your cabins, your room is only being serviced once a day instead of 2, and just overall generally it just seems like there's a lot less crew, and so they're a lot busier and they just don't have the time to dedicate to that one-on-one attention that passengers are used to.
And then number 7 is that you use the Carnival Hub app for many of the different things on board the cruise ship. Now, the issue that I have with this, I mean, it's a good thing, it's advancing, you always have everything with you on your phone, but my issue is that I don't like to have my phone. Whenever I go on a cruise, that's when I like to disconnect. Truly, I put my phone usually in the safe. I lock it up there. I don't have my phone with me much, but then when I show up to the main dining room and I'm going to look at the menu or something like that, they say, scan the QR code. And it's just not that convenient because I don't have my phone on me.
Yeah, so they will provide you a paper copy of the menu if you don't have your phone on you. And also you can get a paper copy of the fun times at the coffee shop if you still like looking at that paper copy. But again, you're really going to have to use your phone for quite a bit of stuff.
Okay, now look, we love sailing with Carnival Cruise Line. We feel blessed to be able to go on a cruise at all. So we don't mean to be complaining with this. We're really just trying to give honest reviews of what we think could be better with the Carnival Cruise Line experience. But question for you, do you agree? Are there any of these that you don't agree with, or is there something else you would add that you could think could be better about Carnival Cruise Line service? Chime in below and let us know. And look, the next video is going to be coming out soon, so be sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. But until then, keep on cruising. God bless you, and we'll catch you in the next video.